Hey chat, what's up? How's it going? Hope you're doing good. Yeah, so we're doing bed stream today because Kirby is the entire living room and he's had a lot of zoomies. So I don't want him to knock the camera over. So we're back in my living room or in my bedroom. Like OG stream days. So I'm gonna be eating breakfast in here. I slept in, you know how it be. Hi Vampy, welcome in. I love you too. Hope you've been good. I am glad I took stream off last week because Jesus Christ. I'm gonna update you guys on the concert that I went to, not last night, but the Wednesday before. It was a time. Yay, I'm glad I was able to help. Honestly, Vampy, like your wedding was incredible and I'm glad I could help. Oh my god, my throat hurts. So if anyone's wondering if I'm sick, yes, but not the way that you think. I'm apparently allergic to Kirby. I knew I had cat allergies, but like when I was younger, my brother had a cat, so I was around cats a lot. Family friend brother, not biological brother. So I was over at their house a lot. And I get like small sniffles and my eyes would get a little itchy, but I think it was on the weekend, I just started full-blown, non-stop, like uncontrollable sneezing. And my throat started swelling. So now we have a plethora of new medication. I'm on Claritin every night. I'm on like a nose spray every morning. And I feel better, but like I'm not constantly sneezing. But my throat still is trying to heal. Better with meds and exposure. It should. I had a doctor's appointment on Tuesday and she said like it should eventually level out. It'll also be better when I'm not, because like half of our apartment right now is filled with Kirby and it's not the largest apartment in the world, so it's just a lot of pet dander like concentrated in a really small area. And like I didn't realize my allergies were this bad, so I spent like the first week or two of him living here just in that room with him so that he wouldn't be alone, which means I feel awful, but I have meds for that. I also have meds to help with, I'm back on my iron supplements. My doctor thinks I might, she's not really sure why I'm having the reaction to it that I'm having. She thinks I might be slightly allergic to it. We'll see. But she's like, that's second option. First option is just like, that's just the reaction I have. So I have a bunch of meds to hopefully make my stomach happier. So I'm on fucking fiber gummies, which is someone with gastroparesis who's not supposed to eat fiber. This is a really confusing concept to me. So I have to eat one of those every morning, which is really confusing. But she said I should be able to tolerate those because they don't expand until like your lower stomach instead of the upper stomach, so it won't slow down my stomach as bad. Which so far I've been taking them for like 2 or 3 days and it has been okay. I haven't noticed massive problems yet, but we'll see. I might also need to add a second one, but my stomach is a nightmare zone. And with the migraines that I've been getting, because I was getting, for the last 2 months, right before my period, I've been getting really severe hormonal migraines, which I used to get when I was younger. Just haven't since my fallopian tubes were removed, but they're back. So my doctor's like, here's some meds to deal with that. So Really, I'm about to turn 35 and my body's just disintegrating. It's amazing. So, we've got that. Also with the migraines, she's like, oh, you're having hormonal migraines again suddenly out of nowhere. Well, that's probably perimenopause, but we can't treat that yet. So, like, we can't really do anything until it's full-blown menopause. So you're just gonna have to cope with symptoms until then, but we'll help you manage them. But also, your dad's had an aneurysm, and some of your dad's cousins have had aneurysms, and your dad's mom had a stroke. Let's give you MRIs every other year. So now I'm on a schedule of every other year I have to get my brain and my heart checked for spontaneous rupture problems. So that's fun. I love learning that my brain's as likely to randomly explode as my fucking heart is. That's cool. That's a cool thing to find out in my 30s. But anyway, this is where we're at. So we're good. It's fine, honestly. I've nearly died so many fucking times now that, like, hearing there's a fun new way for me to almost die is like, you know, there's a certain point where there's enough of them that one more is not that big a deal. However, I just feel really lucky that I live in Canada, where I can get an MRI every other year and I won't be bankrupt. Because, like, there's people I know that I care about in the US that, like, even just going to the doctor is like $5,000, and I'm like, no, I could never. I already was struggling when I had to pay dental care out of pocket, and that was only for like a couple months. Though also, I guess that's more stuff. I'm getting more fillings in a couple weeks. I think 2 weeks. But that's on a Wednesday, so it'll be fine by stream. And then I'm getting my wisdom teeth out the start of November. So, streams might be a little bit touch and go for the next, cause like I'm moving, so I'm gonna try and keep as much so I can keep streaming up until I move. But I might have to, we'll see, but I might have to, like, reschedule stream for, like, October 2nd, because it'll be my first day in the new house. It'll either be, I'll have to cancel stream, or I will have you join and we'll do, like, an unpacking or, like, building the new stream setup, because I bought a new computer. Because this thing is fucking dying. I can't, if I unplug it, it dies immediately. The battery is completely dead. The left control key doesn't work. The I key now is hypersensitive and will, like, double type sometimes. It's being weird. So the keyboard's fucking dying. It's chugging along doing Photoshop, but it's starting to struggle with that, which is not good for my job. I can't, like, I really can barely play games on this anymore. So, and, like, I want to play Silent Hill Forte. I want to get back to Oblivion eventually. So what we're probably going to do is, if I can, get my stream set up in October as quickly as possible, and then stream the new Silent Hill game. Really test the capabilities of the new computer. And then some, like, maybe bonus unpacking streams, because I'm going to have to set shit up. It depends on if I want to be on camera doing that or not, because last stream, when I was packing my books, like, it's rad hanging out with you guys, but it does take twice as long, at least, if I'm like trying to talk at the same time rather than just doing it. So we'll see how I feel, but but I want to stream Silent Hill through October, and then in November, if we still have more Silent Hill to do to finish, we'll finish that off, and then get back to Oblivion for the rest of the year, because I want to get back to that. But like the start of November, I might have to. I won't be able to stream on, like, I think it's November 6th. Because my mouth will be all fucked up, so. But I should be fine the week after that, so. And I will keep you all posted, like, as things go. But yeah, just, I appreciate y'all, like, bearing with me while I'm, dealing with the move and dealing with a bunch of health stuff. I will be doing the cosplay stream. The cosplay stream will probably have to happen in November, just because all my cosplay is packed right now. I'm gonna have to start packing my clothes. And I can't really do, like, because I have to stream from my bedroom, there's no real good way to show, like, you can't see anything I'm wearing right now. So I will try and have that be a stream at the new place. I don't know whether I'll do it in October and be like Boozette playing Silent Hill, because I think that might be funny, because right now Boozette's winning. Speaking of, yep. But yeah, poll's still up. Currently, Boozette's winning. Minna's a close 2. So if you haven't voted yet, please get your votes in. It really depends on who wins. If it's Boozette, I might do that, doing a Silent Hill stream, because I think that might be funny. Or do that for, like, Halloween. Or whatever. Let me see, like, what day is Halloween? Ooh, Halloween's a Friday, so I could do the 30th and just have that be the cosplay stream, so I'm wearing it for the day before Halloween. Yeah, how about I do that? So, the Thursday before Halloween, I'll stream in cosplay. That sounds like that could be fun. So yeah, so that's the plan. I will be streaming in here for the next 2 weeks, and then first stream in October, iffy. Depends on how things are set up in the house. And then October streams, once I'm set up, will be Silent Hill. Last stream of October will be in cosplay. Get your votes in. And then first stream of November will be rescheduled for the second week because I have surgery. Yeah, so that sounds like a plan. But I appreciate y'all being, like, so understanding of me canceling last week too, because oh boy, was it a time. Because so I had physiotherapy and then I had to rush to a concert on Wednesday, and I went with Salt, and some of Salt's like friends and family. And Kat was there too, so we were all hanging out. We went to the like Polyphia System of a Down concert. Also, Deftones was there, and it was such a good concert. But the venue was so fucking terrifying. When I tell you that, like, I am never, ever going back to that venue. You could not pay me money to go back to that venue. I was terrified the whole fucking time. So, first of all, I can't remember if it's the Rogers Center or Rogers Stadium. It's whichever one is like, I don't know why they named them the same fucking, like, why? But it's the one that's, I guess Rogers Stadium, but it's the one that's up near Downsview Airport. So the website for the venue says to go to Shepherd West Station and walk north. And when we got to Shepherd West Station, the very friendly TTC operator was like, don't go that way because it's a half-hour walk and you have to go through a military base and the military is not going to let you do that. Go one stop north to Downsview Park and walk south because that's like 15, 20 minutes. Yes, this is the furthest walk a venue is from transit in the entire city. And so we're like, okay, cool. So we go to Downsview Park, start walking south, and it's like a paved path up a hill, and we're like, all right, not super accessible, but whatever. We get to the top of the hill, and then on the way down, it's all gravel, loose gravel, to the gates. And then the gates have a fucking, like, wheelchair symbol on it to be like, oh, this is the accessible line. And I'm like, how the fuck is a wheelchair gonna even get here? First of all. And then, secondly, no. So we get to the gates, and it's normal getting into a venue situation where take all your shit out of your pockets, go through a metal detector, whatever the fuck, it's fine. And then it's another, like, fucking half a kilometer walk to the actual stadium from there, where it's just like a sea of like vendors selling food and drinks. And when I tell you bottles of water are $8, I got like a vodka like seltzer thing because I was thirsty as hell, and it was $25. And then all the toilets were porta potties and just a sea with no real line management at all. It was a time, and the accessible bathrooms weren't really well labeled, so it was hard to find those. And then we get to the actual bad part, which is the stadium itself, because there's no elevators. It is just stairs, and by stairs, I mean these are bleachers that are 10 stories tall. I'm not exaggerating when I say bleachers. They're bleachers. They are metal bleachers and scaffolding. And when we were in the nosebleeds, so we were in the far back, and we were level with apartment buildings. So it was like at least 10 stories tall. You have to walk up the stairs the whole way. It's steep as hell. You can see through the stairs to the ground because they're like narrow, like bleacher stairs. The railings were technically there, but not really enough. And like some of the nuts were already unscrewing. This venue is 2 months old. And the entire time we were up there, it was a little windy. Not a lot, enough that like I only put my hair up to drink my food or to drink my beverage, and otherwise my hair was down. It was blowing a little bit, but it wasn't like stinging me in the face level of windy. But when I tell you, this entire stadium was shaking, like it was vibrating from the wind in a way that was freaking me out the entire time. And then when System of a Down started and everyone started fucking headbanging together, the whole thing was swaying. And I thought we were gonna die. I was so scared. So that was fun. No, thank you. They also didn't have normal venue security. They had police officers with drones. That was fucking weird. And then when the show ended and we were blissfully still alive, we left slightly before the end of the last song to try and get down. But from the show ending at 11 p.m. to when we got back to the subway, which, let me remind you, was like a 15-minute walk, took us an hour. We weren't on the subway until midnight. And now, an important thing to note, I was so scared of walking up those stairs in the dark, because when we got there, it was like 5:30. So I first went up in the daylight when no one was really in the bleachers, so it was fine. I was so scared of going back, like going down and back up those in the dark while it was all shaking, that when I had to pee at 10 o'clock, I was like, I'll just hold it for an hour. I don't want to deal with those stairs. I'll just hold it. I have good pelvic floor muscles. I'll be fine. I wasn't anticipating it taking an hour to get out of the venue, because that's never happened before. Normally it takes 10 minutes. Even very large venues, like I've been to a fully sold out show at Budweiser Stadium. That takes maybe 15 minutes. This venue, it does not have a plan for 50,000 people leaving the venue at the same time, which is not going to be good when an emergency happens. They were trying to manage the crowd so it would kind of ebb and flow in like waves rather than everybody crushing. But damn, were they not prepared for any of this. So yeah, I didn't end up, we had to get back to, I think, Salt parked at Yorkdale Mall, and we went on a massive liminal ass backrooms adventure to find the car. And in the middle of that, I had to pee so bad that we flagged down mall security, because we managed to get in the mall some fucking how. And we're like, I have to pee really bad. Is there a bathroom that's open? They're like, yep, it's on the other end of the mall. Here's some directions. Good luck. I did eventually find the bathroom, and I was fine. But oh my god. Liminal was all fucking hell. I have no real way of showing you that because I'm on my laptop with no other screen. But just trust me, fucking weird. Because yeah, we had to like climb into a parking garage, and then that didn't go down to the level we needed to. So we tried to get security to let us in for the elevator, and they did. The elevator only went up, not down to the floor we needed. So we wandered around the back and found a loading dock, but no stairs down. So we went in the elevator, went up into the mall, went on an adventure to go pee, and found like all of the mannequins, and also Yorkdale Mall in the pitch black. Eerie. But we did that. And then we actually found the car in the parking garage, because like it's easy to get there from in the mall. And then I got driven home, and it was great. And System of a Down, incredible. Polyphia, incredible. Deftones was there. Not my kind of music, but it was fine. We mostly missed the opener out of dealing with trying to find bathrooms and stuff, but it certainly was a time. Breakfast. Mm-mm-mm.
Your super shotgun is nearby.
Mm.
From your past.
I'm just trying to eat breakfast. I'm starving. But yeah, so I've been having a hell of a time. But yeah, sitting in those bleachers and it vibrating and shaking, not good for my back. Also, the seats were really narrow. Not a lot of leg room to stretch out. The seats went only up to like my shoulder blades. There's no back support. So my body hurt so bad and I was so tired because with all that shenanigans, I didn't get home until super duper late. So yeah, definitely needed last week off. And I have so much goddamn packing to do. I think, hi Dolly, welcome in, how you doing? I'm doing a bed stream because I just want to be in my PJs because I'm fucking tired. And my allergies are kicking my ass. Because you think, Azura, Kirby's in the other room. Why are you still feeling awful? Well, my friends, Kirby's hair gets everywhere. Yeah, it's been a bit. I was just explaining, like, part of why I took last week's stream off was, like, the concert venue I went to was so terrible I thought I was gonna die. Caused me so much pain and I didn't get home until super late. But, you know, we survived and we're never going back. You could not pay me to go to that venue. But yeah, I hope you've been good. Probably a shorter stream today just because I can already tell my my sinuses are getting mad again from me talking. Yeah, but I mean the concert was really good. Like the music was incredible. I just won't go back to that venue. And I've been warning people to maybe not. Drawn a lot? Hell yeah. I mean, I've seen you post a whole bunch in on Discord, I think. Some cool vampire stuff. Oh, my back. But yeah, I've been shooting a bit. I did some salad fingers again. For anyone who was really excited about the last time I did salad fingers again, but I made it spicy. So, Mr. Fingers After Dark, as we, if you will. And then I did like a Kinktober thing with Lucy on Monday, which I just finished editing yesterday. I have Bloodpool shoots on Monday. And then I'll be done for October. Also, for anyone who's into the fan sites, big things coming for October. October is going to be quite a month. Ooh, also a thing, because I was talking about streams earlier. That first stream in October, we're gonna see what that ends up looking like. It will also be my birthday on the 8th, so I may or may not be taking some sort of time off. But we'll see what happens. I probably won't this year for my birthday, just because I have moving stuff to do, but we'll see. Sweet, yeah, I'll look them in a bit. But, regardless, you're drawing every day? Hell yeah. But yeah, Hi, Steffi, welcome in. I'm gonna be trying to play the new Silent Hill game all October. Whatever wins for the cosplay poll, I will be wearing the day before Halloween. Welcome in, Kama. Hope you're doing well. But yeah. Yeah. Aw, good bot. Terry bot's a good bot. But yeah, and then first stream in November is gonna have to be rescheduled because I have my wisdom teeth. But stuff's gonna be wonky for a bit. By mid-November though, we should be back to like consistent scheduling. We'll be doing Silent Hill until we beat it, and then going back to Oblivion for a bit. I'm really excited to play more Silent Hill. And yeah, we'll see how my birthday goes. But I will try and post in the Discord what the schedule is going to look like for the next little bit. I might also have to put in the Twitch schedule. I think there's a schedule thing on my page. I can maybe try and keep that sort of updated because things are going to be weird for the next little bit. We also still don't know when we're moving because like what day we're doing the actual moving everything, because right now our new landlord is like, okay, you can't move in until the 1st because we're still doing renovations and I don't think it'll be done before then. But our current landlord of this place says he has painters booked for 8 a.m. on the 1st. I don't know why the fuck he would do that, but we're gonna have to figure something out. Likelihood. Do you have a link to your Discord? I do not. My Discord is for subs only, and people who have subbed to my my fan sites. It's just paywalled because of my other job. Sort of stop it from being like flooded with like random spam stuff. I do know you, so I could potentially just float you an invite just because I know you're not gonna spam me and like you bought me cake. That's should be enough. Let me see if I can. Like, people can get, like, literally $1 on any of my fan sites gets access to it. You've bought me cake, so that's more than $1, and also I know you, so, like, I just don't post it publicly for, like, safety reasons. But, one second, I'm trying to find the link for it. Load, motherfucker. Yeah. There we go. There you go. Oh yeah, Kama's a person that I know in real life. Real life friend. It's also part of why I feel comfortable sending him the link, because I also my stream, though I can't, if you're under 18 I can't fucking stop you. Just if you say that you're under 18 I will ban you. But my Discord is 18 plus only, just because I can't in good conscience have people in there when it's such an adult space. No problem. Whee! Okay, but yeah, so it's gonna be an interesting like 2 months for me. Gotta figure out the move. Gotta finish packing. in all likelihood, we'll probably just tell our like this current landlord to like suck a fuck. Like, what is he gonna do if we're not out in time? So we are gonna check with the new landlord to see like, hey, but yeah, it's just really frustrating. I just want to be moved and done. I'm really, really tired of this. Also, Kama, in case you haven't seen, there is a pinned message for the poll for what I'm going to wear cosplay-wise for the last stream in October. Yes, yes, yes. What else has been going on with me? I've been doing shoots. Salt and I had our 12-year anniversary on Saturday, which is really, really cool. We just kind of spent the whole day vibing together, watching D-Tune's Outer Wilds playthrough, because that human is busted. Like, they played... I'm not going to spoil anything, because that's a game you have to play blind, with as little information as possible. But D-Tune did a thing I didn't realize you could do. Like, sort of broke stuff, and I'm like, how? Literally, how? Oh, yeah, no, I know them. Yeah. Cam and I have met, like, in person. But yeah, so Salt and I were watching a bunch of Outer Wilds and chatting and catching up. It was also really cute, because, like, that's when I had started taking, the meds for my allergies, and I like fell asleep in their lap, and it was so cute. But yeah, I'm so lucky to know her, and to have gotten to spend 12 years together has been really lovely. Like, I always enjoy the time we get to spend together, and I don't think I've ever had a bad time around her. And, like, they just give so much of themselves to other people, and, like, they care so deeply about other people, and it's been such a blessing. It took us a while to get to where we are now as far as, like, the health of our relationship, but, like, because there were bits where it was rocky, and it wasn't so much, like, us as it was, surrounding situations that were making things hard. But we're now at, like, a really healthy place, and, like, I love both their other partners, and, like, Pella I've known for a while now. I'm getting to know their other partner, and, like, I'm just so thankful that, like, we have this, like, happy, healthy little unit now, where we all care about each other, versus, like, when I was younger and newer to poly, when it was, we hadn't settled yet, but now we're all adults, which makes things better. Thank you so much, guys. But yeah, I'm super happy. And then come Halloween, Steph and I will be at 16 years. So that's wild. It's difficult to comprehend that I'm coming up on half of my life with Steph, because we started dating when I was 19. We met when I was 18, but we started dating when I was 19. But, like, pretty much my entire adult life has been with her. 16 years, yeah. Yeah, like, it's a very long time. Like, we are both, I mean, we're different genders than we were when we met. We are grown so much as people. I'm infinitely healthier than I was then. But yeah, and, like, I'm so happy to have known her too. Like, I'll be sappier for her in October when we get there, but Yeah, I'm so happy. Yeah, Dolly, I know what you mean. Like, in like 4 weeks, I'm turning 35. I didn't think I was gonna make it past 15. For so many reasons. Like, I am honestly surprised that I've made it here. And I'm so thankful and happy that I've made it. Oh my god. Like, what an honor to be here. Even though it's 2025 and the world fucking sucks, I'm glad I'm here. Because it's really wild how much, like, my personal life has gotten so much better. You can't vote. Is there something that's, like, stopping you? Is it, like, not working? Unless it, like, closed itself. Yes. So, like, it's like closed and it's not taking more votes. Maybe closed. Yeah, because it started like a bit ago. I'm sorry. Well, I will notch that in my brain. Take that into account. And I think it might be Boozette that won. If the poll closed, because it doesn't say that it's... Oh, it might just be that it doesn't allow VPNs. It doesn't say that it's closed on my end. But you can vote for multiple options, but it won't allow it if you have a VPN. Do you have a bat costume? Theoretically, but we're not picking costumes. We're picking, like, cosplays that I already have made. I will not be making new cosplays for follower goals. If you guys want me to do a new cosplay from scratch, that is going to be a sub goal, and that sub goal is going to be way higher than you think. Because new costumes are extremely expensive, and I'm not paying for that out of pocket. Because, yeah, we did a follower goal for cosplay on stream. So I've listed most of the cosplays that I have that are video game related. But, yeah. Yes. It was not intended to be a Halloween costume thing. It just timed out that way because of scheduling. What else is going on? Yeah, I got... Ooh, I guess a thing I can also tell you is I bought a Labubu. It's not here yet, but when it's here, I'll open it's a blind box, so I'll open it on stream for you guys. I will not be buying additional Labubus. I'm only buying the one. They're definitely overpriced. I got a mini one, so it's like half the size of a regular one. But I just figured if you're gonna, if the world's gonna satanic panic about something, I should have one, especially plushies, because I like plushies. So yeah, I will be unboxing Labubu on set for y'all, or on stream. Talking to Cryptid too much. But yes. yeah. Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about? Because I probably only be streaming for another 10 minutes, half an hour-ish. Because I am tired and I have to do more photo editing and packing and shit. And my throat hurts, so I don't want to stream too long. I just didn't want to miss stream. I wanted to make sure that I like got to hang out and say hi. But also I don't want to like overdo it. Because I'm still recovering my throat. And I already did a stupid and went to a karaoke thing Monday night, so... I'm smart. I am a smart man. I'm a very smart man. And I have a whole recording thing I have to do tomorrow. So that'll be fun and interesting and cool. I guess, fucking might as well. Because I do talk politics on stream, so I am gonna briefly mention ASMR. No, it's a temple thing. But I will briefly mention what happened, politically, because I do talk politics on here. And all I'm gonna say is, fitting thing to say because today is also September 11th. And I lived through that as a 10-year-old. I remember seeing horrific violence and people dying in front of my eyes as a 10-year-old. And that was a horrific act of political violence that, as much as there are reasons why that happened, is still unacceptable. And none of us children should have fucking seen that. And the amount that videos of violence, horrific graphic violence, are everywhere online and are almost unavoidable, and it's getting worse and worse and worse, is something that I'm not a big fan of. The complete death of people using trigger warnings is like my fucking Roman Empire. Nobody cares about mental health anymore. And the amount that I've had to, in every Discord I'm in, there was someone who stumbled across the video from yesterday, not intending to, and I had to share with them there's a thing where if you see something visually upsetting, that as soon as you can, to play 20 to 30 minutes of Tetris or a similar kind of game that focuses you and is like visually dynamic and requires a lot of like intense concentration, playing that can not 100% eliminate but will reduce mental distress afterwards. And the fact that I have to keep sharing that because people have seen horrific things both yesterday and more broadly, because people are more interested in having hot takes and clicks rather than caring about what the actual impact of the things that they're saying, drives me up the wall. And as far as yesterday, the biggest tragedy of yesterday is the fact that there was another school shooting that wasn't covered because it was overshadowed by something else. That more kids had to deal with violence at school when they were just trying to go to school and learn. And it's being overshadowed by the death of a man who made light of what they went through. And did not care about people suffering violence. So I will not celebrate or glorify political violence. But I can't say that Charlie Kirk was not a harmful person when he was alive. And I understand where people are coming from when they have whatever reaction that they're having afterwards. He was an extremely harmful person. The last words out of his mouth were racist. The words just before that were transphobic. The last thing he was doing was inciting violence against marginalized people. And the thing about inciting violence is if you glorify and incite violence against others, that just increases violence, and you cannot control that. It will come back and bite you. And that's how I feel after this, is that I don't want to incite or glorify violence because it will come back and bite me and people I care about. He is getting punished for the things that he advocated for, and we have to be very careful not to do the same thing. It's the same way I feel about censorship. If we push for censorship of views we don't like, that will then just increase the normalization of censorship broadly, and it will be turned back against us. It is always turned against marginalized people the most. I'm not going to tone police people who are having whatever reaction they're going to have. The only thing I will say is maybe have your reaction offline if you're going to have an emotional response to this, because I would hate for you to end up targeted for violence because of how you feel. That's already been happening to people. I've seen people doxxed and put on hit lists for having feelings about what happened yesterday. I will say it is interesting to me, the people who are rejecting political violence now, who didn't care when 2 Minnesota lawmakers were assassinated, who didn't care when someone attempted to kidnap another Democrat, Gretchen Whitmer, when someone tried to kill Nancy Pelosi and her husband, when people tried to storm on January 6th and do an insurrection and try and kill the vice president and harm Congress, that don't seem to care about the political violence that is systemic transphobia and the attacks on trans people by the government and, well, multiple governments around the world. The political violence that is ICE against immigrants and racialized people, like, that is all violence too. Incarceration is violence. That is political violence. The genocide in Gaza is political violence. So if we're going to say that we do not support political violence, we have to care always. I don't like political violence when it happens to people I don't like because I don't like it. Picking and choosing when it's okay means you've decided it's okay only when it doesn't happen to you. And this is, we can see how frustrating it is when the president, who has called for the deaths of marginalized people, to then turn around and be like, well, it's not okay to incite violence because this one thing happened, right? Am I going to say that there's never a time where violence is necessary? No, because, I mean, sometimes self-defense is necessary, but self-defense should be, like, physical self-defense should always be a last resort and with the minimal force required. That wasn't that. I'm a bit conflicted. And that's the thing. I think sitting with that conflicted feeling is the right way to feel, in my opinion. If people don't feel like that, that's fine. But I think if you feel conflicted, sitting with that and being okay with that, being okay with the fact that someone who advocated for the deaths of people like me being gone, like, I wouldn't feel conflicted if he had had a heart attack, if he had died in a car accident, if it had just been an accident and he couldn't do the harm anymore with no other context. I wouldn't feel as conflicted as I do because he was bar none an awful person who harmed people I care about. But he didn't die because of an accident. He didn't die because of natural causes or something unpreventable. He died because of a normalization of violence that I'm not okay with. And I don't want to decide my values don't matter because I've dehumanized another person. I want to hold my values regardless. And I don't want to be like him. I don't want to sit here and be like, well, he said empathy is a sin. He said empathy is harm. So I'm going to stop having empathy. No. I disagree with him, which is why I have empathy for his children who have probably seen that video. And like, I know I found out about things happening to my family in indirect ways that I wish I had just heard directly. Yeah, exactly, Dolly. It is understandable to be glad that he can't personally inflict harm anymore, and then also feel bad that this is what happened for that to happen, right? Like, in my heart of hearts, I wish he had stopped harming people because he chose to stop being a piece of shit. I wish that Charlie Kirk had looked in the mirror and gone, holy shit, I have made a living off of harming innocent people. What the fuck is wrong with me? And done better. Ultimately, that's what I want. I want there to be less fascists in the world by fascists choosing to not be fascists anymore. Ultimately. And I know that's possible because it's happened before. And like, I also understand that like people who have been more directly harmed by him may have a harder time holding that tension. And I totally get that. Like, I guess to put it in perspective, I have people who have directly abused me personally, who I can have empathy for, even though I hate them. They're abusers that I hate, that I will never, ever have it in me to forgive. Ever. There is nothing they could do to make me think of them as a good person. Even if they completely changed, I am never going to forgive them. And that's fine. I don't have to. However, I don't think they should die. I think they should fuck out of my life and never ever be anything I have to think about again. Go as far away from me as possible. But do I think they deserve healthcare? Yes. Free universal healthcare. They deserve that. They deserve a house over their head. They deserve to be able to go home safe at night. These are things that people who have personally abused me deserve. And I think the same thing here, that there are better consequences than this. And even for the people who disagree with me, who might think this sort of violence was necessary, how tragic is it that it got to that point, right? That things have escalated to the point where this is something people think is a reasonable answer and not the changing minds that would have been better, you know? Like, shit's so fucking bonkers right now. And the reason why I think it's fitting that we're having this conversation on 9/11 is because I remember, like, America normalized violence in the Middle East by constantly invading and colonizing around the world, including in the Middle East. And then the Middle East retaliated. Was that okay? No. Of course not. Random innocent civilians are not their governments, are not their... That's a war crime. Don't fucking do that. I think we're all on the same page that you just don't randomly bomb residential cities. At least everyone in my chat better fucking agree with that, or they're gonna get out of my chat real fucking fast. You don't bomb innocent people. You don't bomb innocent people in the Middle East. You don't bomb innocent people in cities. Don't fucking do that. But America normalized the violence they then got hit with. Because they were attacking people in cities and innocent civilians and destabilizing governments around the world and doing terrorist things to other countries, and then fucking lost their shit when it came back to them. And I can understand being upset, but then they went and retaliated again. And it's this constant escalation of like, okay, you attack there, and then it's an attack back, and it's attack there, and it's attack back. At some fucking point, we have to understand that eye for an eye doesn't fucking work. It's not how that works. Hello. Hi, Kat. Welcome in.
Cat Marionette just subscribed. EEVE.
Evie! Yes. Shiny Umbreon times. But yeah, I think that violence is something to be avoided whenever possible. Sometimes it's not possible to avoid, but oh my god, it's more possible to avoid than we've been doing. And we have to have an expansive view of violence too, right? Like, incarceration is violence. Every single word that came out of Charlie Kirk's mouth was violence. Every word of it. Every time he justified kids dying because the Second Amendment is worth it. Every single time he said that black people and trans people and marginalized people should fuck off and die. Every single time he said that women should carry their rapist babies. All of that is violence. Every word he said was violence. And if I'm going to condemn violence, I'm going to condemn what happened to him, and I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to condemn every fucking word he said, everything his friends ever said, everyone who ever platformed him. Because if anyone cared about him and didn't want this to happen to him, they should have fucking told him to shut his fucking mouth and stop escalating rhetoric that ultimately leads to this sort of thing. Welcome in, Eshef. Yeah. Yeah, it goes to the United Health CEO. And like, again, is murder okay? No. But the United Health CEO was, by a unbiased perspective of recognizing the unnecessary deaths of other people as murder, the United Health CEO was a mass murderer. The United Health CEO degraded the value of life to the point where death didn't matter to him, and death shouldn't matter to us, and he degraded the value of human life to the point where his life didn't matter either. So when you normalize violence, this is what happens. It's the same thing when, like, anti-shit people are like, well, we should be able to ban and dox people for writing fanfic that I don't like. And they're like, well, this age gap ship is pedophilic. Okay, now you're normalizing throwing the word pedophile where it doesn't apply. You're normalizing throwing CSAM out where it doesn't apply. And now it's turning around and attacking games you like. And fucking up Steam. Fucking up itch.io. And now some payment processors are saying fucking cat ears and fairies and fantasy content counts as, like, unacceptable. When lives become cheap, violence becomes easier. Yes. And when you normalize censorship against one thing, you've now made words cheaper and censorship becomes easier. And it'll turn around and, like, censor things you care about. Which is why, like, as any trans person, do I think TERFs are transphobic, throwing out hate speech, and inciting violence against trans people? Yes. When they say the T slur, it's a slur. However, we have to be very, very careful about pushing platforms to instant ban people for using slurs, because then all TERFs have to do is say TERF is a slur, cis is a slur. Now trans people are getting booted because they have numbers we don't. They have privilege we don't. It will always, always, always come back to bite the most marginalized. There's a reason why, now I'm not speaking for TST as an organization, just as an individual, but there's a reason why when the Satanic Temple goes to court to advocate for free speech rights and for religious liberty, they vote to have access to the things Christians have access to, not to take that access away from Christians. If they put up the 10 Commandments, we don't sue to have it taken down. We sue to have ours put up. Because that's how you win. Censorship doesn't work. It never does. And I'm not saying this to be superior. I used to think that banning hate speech was the right move. I do think banning incitement to violence and doxing, because that's illegal and that's not speech, that's violence, right? I think if you say X person should die, having consequences for that makes sense. Now, if you say eat the rich is a nebulous thing, whatever. But if you are making an actionable comment about a specific person and you get banned, that's normal. So if you say so-and-so billionaire should die, or so-and-so right-wing pundit should die, you are not doing anything different than when they do the same thing to us. You're not. I know it feels different because to you, they're actually causing harm and you're a victim punching up. And I agree, I might agree with you that you're punching up. However, that's what they think they're doing. They think we're some massive conspiracy that controls the government or whatever because fascism requires a all-powerful enemy that's also weak or whatever. They require these contradictions, but they have to think of us as this conspiracy that has all of this power in order to have something to push against. That's how fascism works. So, like, they think they're punching up too. So, I find it better to find values I can stand for and stick by those and try and make those fit within the nuance of the situation, then start with context and work backwards to values from there, because that's way more easy to get like led one way or another by random other people. Because God, scrolling through TikTok this morning is people being like, I'm glad he's dead, I'm celebrating, you're bad for celebrating, advocating violence is always bad, and this is different than what he said, or advocating for violence is always bad, including the things that he did. Like, there's so many different opinions scrolling through fucking TikTok today, and the only way to deal with that kind of an onslaught is to have some sort of internal belief that gives you an anchor to work from. There's a reason I, on stream, I think last year, went through the TST guide for effective protest. And this is on my mind because that's part of what I'm talking about in my recording tomorrow. It is important that you keep in mind all politics is protest. All politics is protest against something. So if you want to do effective politics, you have to know how to effectively protest. And a good part of effective protest is knowing what you're fighting for and remaining focused on that and not letting things just blow you as the winds go. The political winds will do what the political winds do, but stay focused. Don't let other people decide how the conversation is going to be framed. You pick the frame of the conversation. Right? What is something that you care about? Is it school shootings? Then go, this was awful. We should have background checks. Universal background checks for guns. Charlie Kirk argued against it and look what happened. Yeah, exactly, Eshef. Like, it is really, really, really important to have consistent values and frame the conversation. Like when I've done interviews with media And a really important thing when you're talking to media is have a goal in mind. What are you trying to get out of this conversation? You're not just answering questions. You have a goal. What is the point of you spending this energy and doing this? Your energy is precious. Your time is limited. Why are you spending your time and energy doing this thing? What is your goal? Now, you could say the only reason you're talking about what happened yesterday is because you care about school shootings. This was a school shooting. Moments later, another school shooting happened. What can we do to reduce gun violence? Focus on that. Don't worry about any of the other shit. Focus on that. Be like, it doesn't matter who gets shot at schools. Nobody should be shot at schools. Focus on that. Focus on, it doesn't matter about Charlie Kirk. Focus on all the fucking kids. Focus on Sandy Hook. Focus on all of these fucking children who have to do this all of the fucking time. If you want to talk about, I don't know, the normalization of, like, transphobic rhetoric, you can talk about that. If you wanted to talk about the Epstein list, you're like, yeah, thing happened yesterday. What the fuck ever. Anyway, so the Epstein list, that's still news, right? If you still want to talk about Gaza, be like, look at how much the news is covering this one dude and not the millions of children suffering and dying in Gaza. You can redirect the conversation back to what you want to actually talk about. Always. I can go like, yeah, Charlie got shot giving a speech. And I know Lucian, the head of one of the co-founders of TST, has had to wear bulletproof armor when he goes to speak places because of fear of exactly this happening. Hassan, famous Hassan Piker, spoke about this yesterday, that he has to face the fear of this exact thing happening to him when he speaks in public. That he was supposed to debate Charlie Kirk in a couple days. And like, he's really thinking about how like, that could have been him. Like, I think it's notable how different the reactions have been, but use that not just to comment on them, but to comment on them for a reason, right? So like, yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to say about that, because, you know, I'm not an American. I don't have to deal with the rampant gun violence that they do, because as much as Canada could do better, we do not have the kinds of gun violence that America has. And we do have far-right extremists. Fucking Andrew Scheer, former conservative leader, current MP, putting a target on a journalist back for talking about what happened yesterday. And specifically, not celebrating it, but being worried about how the reaction to this could harm more people. Like, there are politicians using this, and the politicians and far-right people who are going to weaponize this against marginalized people, we're going to do it regardless of what we did in response to it, but we certainly don't have to make it easier for them, right? But yeah, I mean, and that's kind of the frustrating thing about being almost 35 and living through all of the political violence in my life that I have, is just watching this shit happen over and over and over again, getting worse every iteration, and no one fucking learns anything from it. But yeah, regardless, I don't want to see the video. I don't recommend you see the video. The people I know who have seen it have been rocked by it, even people who are used to seeing violence. Simultaneously, it's not like the the videos out of Gaza or out of Ukraine have been any less graphic and violent either. And those get plastered all over the news and all over social media. And people act like no Palestinian is ever going to see your horrific, uncensored photos and videos of dead Palestinian children. You assume no Palestinian people are going to be triggered by seeing that, so you don't put any warning. You'll post videos of dead Ukrainians and assume that there's no Ukrainian in your audience who's going to be triggered by seeing that. You will post videos of police brutality against black people and assume there's no black people in their audience that are going to be triggered by seeing that. What are you wasting your time posting that for? What is the purpose of that? What do you think you're going to achieve with that other than just traumatizing people? Right? We can have these conversations without imagery. Right? So yeah, like, please, if you're gonna be, like, talking about graphic shit, use trigger warnings. If you're talking in detail, if you're gonna be sharing videos, God forbid, like, fucking use warnings, label them, and everyone should turn the autoplay off on their stuff. Yeah, no worries, Dolly. I appreciate you taking care of yourself. We will...
Hello!
Hello, Lucy. Welcome in. We will pivot to other stuff to end off stream, but yeah, I just wanted to yap a little bit because obviously elephant in the room. I'm packing. Hi, packing. I'm Dad. I also should be packing. I have a huge pile of boxes right there. Father? I'm the father. I'm not the stepdad. I'm the dad who stepped up. But yeah, chat, like, I have pile of, oh, you can't really see them because I have all this shit in the way, but boxes. Piles and piles of boxes back there. Just so many boxes. So many boxes, and I have more to go. Most of my tea, most of it is 2 boxes of tea, and I still have more. Oh my god. Yeah, I think the first thing I'm gonna start working on is that vanity. I have a bunch of shit in there. Like a bunch of makeup, and I'm just gonna put all the makeup in my makeup bag, and I'll do that last. But I have a bunch of hair stuff, and a bunch of, like, eye stuff, and my contacts, because I won't need those. Might have been your father, but he sure wasn't your daddy. Oh my god. But yeah, I do also need to pack up all my bones. I have some more cosplay stuff to pack, but we'll get there. And then I have my whole fucking closet to do. Just pack up my not basic makeup, yeah. God, I have so much stuff. I figure after our shoots on Monday, I should be able to pack up, because I won't be shooting anything else. I'll pack up all of my jewelry, all of my, like, makeup and stuff then, because other than, like, maybe some, like, small basics. Did they fall out of your body? Oh, yeah, they fell out. My deer skull and my raccoon skull and my bat skull. I have so much taxidermy. But yeah, I still have so much more to pack. But yeah, the clothes are, I think the plan for the clothes is to do trash bags, like really heavy industrial trash bags around them, and then tie them off so there's just, we can pick them up by the hangers. I don't have to actually sit there and take a box just for that. I have to pack up, like, all my pillows and all my extra plushies. That I'm just gonna take that and just set it in a bin. The skulls you have, I have so many. Actually, I can swing the camera around and show you the skulls because they're all just sitting there. Whoop, too far. There they are. Whoop. Sorry, chat. Skulls. Skulls. So many bones. Oh my god, tripod please. Tripod please. Sorry, the tripod got tangled on like my fucking bed. Yes. I have so much packing to do. I want to do safer work streams on Twitch at some point. Oh my god, yeah. Hell yeah. I could help you set that up. But yeah, we'll get that going. And then we'll just do different days. I will say Twitch is really, really nice. Just like Content House, yeah. We're gonna have to do, I'll chat with you about like stuff, cause like for streams, it's like super important to figure out like what you want to stream, what you want your stream to look like, and like figure out like something sustainable. But we can yap about that off stream, and you'll kill it. Tripod, oh my god, fully agree. But yeah, I'm really, 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 really excited to have a better room for content. And then maybe I'll have time to figure out how to get my camera to cooperate with the IRL setup. Oh, Dolly, it's tripod because my tripod tripped on my thing versus tripod. But yeah, I want to get the IRL setup working again. Yeah, English be weird sometimes. But I think worst case scenario, if I can't get it to work, maybe I'll just rip some IRL streams just off my phone. It'll be way bouncier and way more annoying, but like worst case scenario, I have that, but I do want to get the camera to cooperate, because really all I have to do is figure out how to make it big so that you get this much screen instead of this much screen, so it's not all fucking weird and distorted. But yeah, that'll take some time I don't currently have. Maybe I'll tinker with it when I'm done packing, if I finish packing. But yes. Next week, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna stream. It depends. We might stream more Date Everything, but that'll be hard because I can't play a game and see chat at the same time. Maybe we'll just do another yapping stream. It depends on if Steph's here, because like, I don't know, I could maybe see if I can set up the camera in the living room. We can just like hang out with Kirby if my throat is feeling better. But we'll see. Yeah, currently I'm over here because Steph's with Kirby, but I don't like leaving him alone all day. But I do have to have a break because my throat gets angry. Speaking though of throat getting angry, I might call it here. Because yeah, my throat's starting to hurt. Treat your throat first. Yeah. I gotta fix all of the things. Because I feel so unwell, and I need to not talk for a bit so that I can have my throat be healed for tomorrow morning when I have to record for 2 hours. Get lost? Yes, we're gonna. Speaking of, guess who we're gonna raid today? Because D-Tune's streaming early. They're doing a 12-hour a day for like a week road trip from LA to New Orleans. Today, I think they're on their way from LA to Arizona, and they're trying to do some cowboy and ghost things. I get lost when looking in the eyes of chat. Same. And then you jump scare me. So Dolly, let me look at your art before we raid out. Ooh. Vampire. Ooh, nice. Oh, the little crow skull. The makeup's really sick. Those are really cool. Central heterochromia. Oh, cool. Mine are just boring. The only interesting thing about my eyes is they're massive and the whites of my eyes are the wrong color. Because those are also blue for some reason. But yeah, so D-Tune is doing like a detour tonight as well. So they're trying to see if they can get, they're with Emerum today, for the trip. And they're trying to get places with no GPS, no maps, just a compass, and asking for directions from people. And they're trying to like get to a detour tonight, and then they're traveling for the next week. So, and they have special fun stuff that they're planning every single day. I'm really excited to see what that looks like. They started streaming an hour and a half ago. They started streaming at noon. So we'll see if how lost they currently are. Or if they're still somehow trapped in LA. Oh, that's so super cool, Dolly. You've basically got a forest for eyes. Or like a tree. Yeah. Yeah, I've heterochromia is interesting. But yes, let's get ready to raid out so I can raid you guys before ads hit. What's our raid message gonna be? There we go. There we go. Substitute whatever emotes you want if you don't have mine. You can just use a regular heart if you want. I appreciate you all so much for hanging out. I know this is a really short stream, but I've been taking, like, I'm on like 8 meds now. I need like a break and I have to pack. So I'll be probably lurking as D-Tune drives around with a bucket and throwing shit into the said bucket. So, thank you for bearing with me as like stream schedules are weird. So stream will be happening next week and the week after. 2nd of October, I will try and stream. Worst case scenario, maybe I'll just stream in my room unpacking. And then I'll keep you posted if I'm taking time off for my birthday. And I will let you know what's happening with the cosplay and stuff like that. I'll be lurking in D-Tunes? Hell yeah. Bye, y'all!